Today is the 19th day of June 2022, a day that we gather to celebrate all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to you and yours. Welcome to KUTV Primetime News, or rather KUTV Weekend Live. Today, quite a lot lined up for you, mostly political, but then first, the headlines tonight. Free at last. Nairobi gubernatorial aspirant Johnson Sakaja cleared by IEBC. Also, chaos ensue at JACARANDA grounds as Kenya Kwanza troop and Babu Owino battle for the space. Elsewhere, the Akorino community receives 10 million Kenyan shillings from the head of state in their 100th year celebrations. And in this week's agribusiness, we tell you of the push and pull of poultry farmers and animal rights activists who oppose the battery cage layout. Coming to you live from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you for joining us. Standing in for Daphne Orina, my name is Stanley Nyeringita. A sign language interpreter today is Paul Wakoli. To the first story tonight. Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja can now heave a sigh of relief after the IEBC Disputes Resolution Committee dismissed a complaint challenging his eligibility to contest for governorship in the August 9th polls. The committee dismissed the complaint, saying it lacks jurisdiction to determine the validity of Sakaja's degree. This comes after the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, Nuruddin Haji, directed the Inspector General of Police, Hilary Mutyambai, to expedite investigations into the academic certificates held by politicians. Gubernatorial aspirant Wavinya Ndeti has also been cleared. While issuing its final verdict on the case, the panel dismissed a petition challenging the validity of her degree. At the same time, the tribunal committee has disqualified Kiambu senatorial candidate Karungo Wathangwa from running, claiming that he had resigned from his impeachment, and upheld the decision by the Kiambu returning officer not to clear the politician. Still on the political drum rolls, the Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja has been facing heat over the past few days after it emerged he did not complete an actuarial science degree program at the University of Nairobi, where he is still listed as a student. Before his clearance by the IEBC today, Garissa Township Member of Parliament Aden Duale had hit out at the criminal justice system in the country, accusing it for being used by the state and harass political leaders allied to Deputy President William Ruto. Duale was quick to add that the use of the criminal justice system for actions outside the mandate will be revisited once Kenya Kwanza assumes power.
Those who are in power have got 52 days to go. Do not be used. Violation of the Constitution, the use of the criminal justice system for actions outside their mandate will be revisited. And Johnson Sakaja will go to the ballot. The great people of Nairobi will decide, and they will make a decision.
Was a standoff at JACARANDA grounds after the venue was booked for a meeting by two political groupings. The grounds there was a plan to host the Kenya Kwanza rally led by Dr. William Ruto had also been booked by Embakasi East legislator Babu Owino that saw the two sides battle each other.
Tear gas and injuries were witnessed at the JACARANDA grounds as opposing sides pelted stones at each other. The Kenya Kwanza supporters engaged with those of Azimio la Umoja in a fight that resulted from both groupings, claiming they had a meeting with their respective political leaders. The Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino claimed that he had booked the grounds for a political meeting through his Twitter handle, and I quote, "I had booked Jacaranda grounds for my function today and notified the police, while Ruto booked the same venue on the same day but in 2021 as per their notification letter. I have full rights to use this ground today, but let my people stay at home because we love peace." End of quote. While speaking at the Jesus Winners Ministry Church in Roysambu, leaders allied to the Kenya Kwanza coalition strongly condemned the events that occurred at the Jacaranda grounds, terming them as uncouth.
Huyu PS anaitwa Karaja Kibicho, wakishikana na regional commissioner wa hapa Nairobi anaitwa William Kang'ethe Thuku, waliweka askari zaidi ya 800 pale Jacaranda grounds, wakapewa amri wafukuze kila mtu na raia wakija wachapwe, na rais na huyu Deputy President William Ruto akija afukuzwe na apigwe tear gas.
Lengo letu tusilaumu wale polisi ambao walikuwa wamewekwa Jacaranda kwa sababu wameondolewa sasa, lakini tulaumu na tumuombee yule ambaye is behind the scenes, ambaye anajaribu kutumia polisi kwa njia isiyofaa.
The events led to 2 people being injured, including the UDA MP aspirant for Embakasi East, Francis Mureithi. However, a heavy contingent of police officers was deployed to guard the venue for the better part of the morning to avert possible clash between the two sides. The police were later withdrawn after Babu Owino cancelled this meeting to allow Kenya Kwanza to proceed with its planned campaign rally. Morgan Okero, KUTV.
Right, still also on matters Kenya Kwanza campaigns, the Deputy President William Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza team have today taken the campaigns to Jacaranda grounds in Nairobi in efforts to woo voters. Ruto has promised the residents of Nairobi that his government will liberate the poor economy of this nation if elected president.
With 50 days remaining to the general elections, the Kenya Kwanza Brigade today took their campaigns to Jacaranda grounds in Nairobi to woo the voters. The brigade's flag bearer, Deputy President William Ruto, promised the residents that his government will improve the economy so as to create jobs for the youth.
And everywhere else, and the people of Kenya will elect a president of their choice who thinks about their issues, a president who will serve all Kenyans, a president who will think about the young people of our nation, a president who will not use young people to throw stones.
Ruto, who was accompanied by his running mate Rigathi Gachagua, blamed Uhuru Kenyatta's government for failing to deliver on the Big Four agenda, saying it shifted its focus to the BBI. The leaders also dismissed Azimio leader Raila Odinga's remarks of ending mtumba imports, noting that the poor and the rich should have equal opportunities.
My friends, watoto wenu na watoto wetu na watoto wa mahasla wataketi meza moja kupanga taifa la Kenya.
The brigade blamed their Azimio la Umoja counterparts for the chaos that happened in Jacaranda grounds while attending a church service in Roysambu, asking them to accept defeat.
Tunauliza nyinyi mkuja mpigie William Samoei kura ateremshe bei ya unga kutoka 200 mpaka chini ya shilingi 100.
Nataka nisimame na Mheshimiwa William Ruto kusema kwamba sisi watu wa Kenya Kwanza, nia yetu si kutumia vijana vibaya, na nia yetu sio kuleta fujo katika Kenya, na sio nia yetu sio kuharibu uchaguzi ambao unakuja wa tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8.
Other leaders asked the youth to desist from politics of violence and avoid handouts from leaders who use them, saying that is an act of ignorant people. Morgan Okero, KUTV.
Right, thank you for that particular report, Morgan Okero. And to the other side of the political seesaw, President Uhuru Kenyatta attended the 100th year celebrations of the Akorino community at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, where he came bearing good news, among them allocation of title deeds and appointments of other Akorino leaders as stakeholders. The celebrations were attended by the Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua.
As the Akorino celebrates their 100th year since the existence of their church, everything has turned out well for them as President Uhuru Kenyatta offered them 10 million Kenya shillings as well as title deed for a 5-acre piece of land in Naivasha municipality worth 100 million Kenya shillings to mark the celebrations. President Kenyatta also disbursed several appointments to the Akorino Christian community, noting that the Akorino have stood with him throughout his political journey.
Asante kwa maombi yenu na asante kwa ile support ambayo mumenipatia, na hata hapa ambapo tumefika hatutawachana, tutaendelea pamoja na tuhakikishe ya kwamba kanisa litaendelea kukomaa, kanisa itaendelea kukua.
Among the beneficiaries are Dr. David Kiariemburu, who has been appointed chairperson of the Tea Board of Kenya, Abraham Macharia Jeremiah, who is also Secretary General of the Akorino, will serve as board member in the Postal Corporation of Kenya. Samuel Thiongo Mwangi, who is a member of the Interfaith Council, has been appointed chairperson of the National Water Harvesting and Storage Authority. Eunice Njeri Njau, on the other hand, has been appointed as board member of the Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. In attendance at the event was Azimio flag bearer Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua, who both went down memory lane, noting the contribution of the Akorino in the struggle for independence.
Wengine walisema ati baba hawezi kupanda mlima. Nikamwambia niko na tingatinga, niko na Martha. Nikasema inawezekana. Si inawezekana? Itawezekana kwa jina ya Mwenyezi Mungu.
The Akorino are identified with white tan on their heads, and the head of state has condemned anyone who attempts to discriminate against them for the turbans, especially heads of schools. Anodida, KUTV.
Right, thank you for that particular report, Anne Odida. And enough of politics for now. A situation analysis conducted by Kakamega County has led to development of a child policy due to increasing cases of child neglect, street children, and early marriages.
Kakamega County has developed a child policy due to the rise in cases of sexual abuse among children, gender-based violence, child abandonment, and early marriages, to the extent that a children's home has been set up to specifically shelter those children at Bukura. The head of Human Resource Management and Development in the Department of Social Services at the county, Evelyn Etiang, said the county will also use the policy for resource mobilization to support programs for empowering children.
Now, the policy iko almost tayari na we are almost sharing with our governor, na atahakikisha kabla hajaondoka kwa ofisi hatakuwa amesign hiyo policy, na ndio ile document tutaweza kuendelea kuitumia for the next 10 years.
Kakamega County Children's Coordinator Geoffrey Musoko said the children's policy will support child protection programs in the county. He exuded confidence that the launch of Violence Against Children VAC report in 2020 has made possible for the county to sensitize the public on the rights and how to reduce violence against children.
Amongst the achievements Children Department has made in Kakamega County first is the enacting of the children's policy, which is at the final stages. It is remaining with the DG's committee and then the assembly, and we shall be done.
Mr. Musoko said through the government's Basic Education Act, all children in the country have the right of accessibility to free primary education.
Harmful cultural practices should not be encouraged. I know that parents are now hiding under medicalization of FGM, where it's done in the hospital as a way of evading the law. Please stop all those harmful cultural practices.
During the event, World Vision, in collaboration with the Matete Sub-County Civil Registration Officer Florence Akech, issued 800 birth certificates to children in the area. Akech said the government should be notified of the birth of children so that the child is entitled to any government plan. Gloria Njoroge, KUTV.
Elsewhere, Guyanese national who was arrested 2 days ago at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport has been deported to the United States to face justice. Christopher Richard Spencer was deported last night to the U.S. via a New York-bound flight. The fugitive, who is wanted by the U.S. government for drugs-related charges, was arrested shortly after arrival in the country from Sao Paulo in the southeastern Brazil. Right, we do our first short break right here at KTV. Weekend Live coming up, your weekly dose of agribusiness. Stay with us.
Natoka ile mtenye Maslay Queen utembea na visi ndio nikawa tamada vijana.
Kajiona mdeadly kushinda waganga wote wa Kitui. Hakujua hii kitu hii ni tricky.
Love imekuwa chai. Ite kitu kidogo just to get in between my thighs at I love you.
M-Shamba Digital is a smart farming device, or rather it's an agri-tech solution that targets all farmers. We tailor-make it according to the customer's needs. So first, we would like to know where you want to practice or rather where you want to install this. We construct them in such a way that it's able to maneuver or rather survive through any kind of condition. It's a plug-and-play system. There are connectors on the other end that, just basically allows the user to easily set up. So like that, you just connect and you're good to go with the sensor.
Right, thank you for your patronage so far. Time for agribusiness. The use of battery cages in poultry farming has become popular in the country in recent days. The free-range style or the open layout system has been used for years and years in poultry farming. Debate has arisen over how the cages violate animal rights and interests. Our reporter Joy Pauline was on the ground and filed the following report.
Joseph Ngaira from Sokimau, Machakos County, is a poultry farmer with more than 500 poultry operating in the battery cage layout. Each layout carries about 4 chicken. It is a special structural design of cages made of cables and steel. Ngaira preferred this style because it simplifies work, enables one to raise several chicken in a small space, controls the consumption of food and water, is clean and minimizes the spread of diseases among other benefits.
Unaona tukiweka hapo hivi hakuna kusonga. Hiyo nyumba tumeikawa vile iko. Haezi songa, chakula inaipata hapo, maji ni hapo, mayai tena ni hapo tu. Hazina kazi zingine mingi ya kusema zinatembea zinaenda huku na huku.
Animal rights advocates as well as poultry stakeholders argue that it is important for poultry to be left freely to deal with their basic life customs such as walking, jumping, crawling and sharing sand among others. Just like Ngaira, Beatrice Njogu is a poultry farmer who keeps chicken with more than 500 eggs and is living in Gitaru, Kikuyu. She embraces the open layout, which she says it's a system she embraced from her parents. A cage with a capacity of 128 chicken and 4 levels, where each cage holding 4 chicken costs a farmer 35,000 shillings. Njogu preferred the open system, and she decided to settle on this method of keeping poultry as it required less capital.
Okay, hiyo ya cages still it is expensive sana. Kuleta hizo cages uweke hizo kuku, lazima uwe na pesa mingi ya kufanya hiyo kazi.
Despite being an easy way of rearing poultry, Njogu faces a number of challenges. Sawdust cakes up easily, thus there is need to renew the dust materials occasionally, unlike the battery cage where the wire mesh are durable and last for longer periods. The Kempinski Hotel, with branches in more than 30 countries around the world, has embarked on a strategy to stop importing eggs from the battery cages, and this initiative expected to be fully implemented by 2025. Quoting from the report, "We are committed to safeguarding animal welfare in food procurement, and our properties in Central European locations are leading the way to its commitment." Moreover, Kempinski added, "We believe that our commitment to using the cage-free eggs will have a lasting positive impact on animal welfare and sustainable food sourcing practices where we operate, and we will continue to work with our properties and their suppliers to swiftly further this course." In the East African region, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania and Rwanda are campaigning to end cages in order to capture foreign markets as well as preserve and maintain animal rights.
Should the campaigns from the animal rights activists persist, there is a likelihood of transmission from the battery cage layout to the open layout of poultry farming. Pauline Joy, KUTV, Kiambu.
Right, thank you for that particular story, Joy Pauline. Now to some still on chicken news. The Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, is employing an artificial insemination protocol to speed up the reproduction of the KALRO improved indigenous chicken, which are then distributed to different parts of the country and beyond.
The Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization, KALRO, has been employing a simple artificial insemination protocol to speed up the multiplication of the KALRO improved indigenous chicken.
Collection is done.
One of the centers where the technology is being effected is the Poultry Research Unit at the Dairy Research Institute DRI in Naivasha, where there are more than 50,000 birds in several flock houses, of which 5,000 breeder flocks lay eggs for the hatchery.
Chicks are fed on standard chick mash, and we have got our own feed mill facility that mills our feed, and for the first 6 to 8 weeks the chicks are fed entirely on chick mash. After chick mash period, we feed them on growers mash until an egg is seen in the flock. Once an egg is seen, then we shift to layers mash.
The eggs are then collected at least 3 times a day to minimize dirt and damage. Eggs are picked from a flock that is older than 24 weeks, as eggs from a younger flock tend to be small and have low fertility. To ensure maximum yields, the hatchery manager Asaf Ngana ensures strict adherence to egg handling and assessment practices to boost high percentages of hatchability.
Mi naona kufuga kuku ni nzuri, maana haina kazi nyingi. Nikipatia chakula asubuhi, mi naenda kazi yangu. Sasa mpaka jioni nitakuja kuiangalia. Hii ya leo nikishukua niende niile, ikiwa kubwa ninauza, sasa ninakujia ingine.
It has been very good and very profitable. We cannot complain. We have really gotten money from that because out of the sale of eggs and also chicken for meat, and it has been profitable.
He says that the eggs are examined through a candling machine, and the priority in the hatchery is filling these machines. The hatchery produces close to 20,000 chicks per round of incubation.
The percent of fertility will depend with the fertility of the eggs. Normally we have got 3 stages in laying. We have got the young flock and the flock that has peaked and the old flock. So at the peak period is when the fertility of the eggs is high. I expect to have a fertility of around 96%.
Newly hatched chicks go through 2 vaccination stages with a maximum period of 4 hours. Firstly, through the use of injections, either through a mechanized system or manually, and secondly, through spraying. After vaccination, the chicks are then taken to the brooding houses that are spread with dry wood shavings using either gas or electricity to regulate the temperatures. Surplus fertile eggs are sold to the public, while multiple number of chicken distributed to different parts of the country and beyond. Gloria Njoroge, KUTV.
Thank you for that, Gloria Njoroge. And also, and finally, Migori County, in partnership with Ripple Effect and Rongo University, have organized an innovation exhibition to enlighten and train Migori farmers on modern farming techniques that will promote food security.
Migori County farmers are being trained on innovative farming courtesy of Migori County and Rongo University. Professor Daniel Nyamau of Rongo University stated they have moved classes from lecture halls to the field, noting that showcasing of innovation exhibition will help the Migori farmers to upgrade their ideas from concept development to practical application. He highlighted that if innovative knowledge is shared, it can greatly help boost the economic development of the country through the agricultural sector, adding that bee farming is a productive component that entrepreneurs and farmers should embrace as a diversification.
When we come out here and interact with farmers, processors, educators, social development people, we see the total picture of knowledge chain, because we are increasingly talking of knowledge economy, and knowledge economy can start from concept development to practical application of knowledge and technologies.
Migori County Chief Secretary for Agriculture Dr. Fred Okayaga highlighted that the county has come up with ways to promote farmers thanks to innovation that seeks not only to improve their products but also to add economic value to the county. He noted that the innovation platform was a good opportunity for the farmers to learn from each other and get technical advice from experts.
I want to say in brief that this is a very good learning environment where farmers come together, share the idea, where they also get technical advice from our technicians. And I want to encourage each and every person that when they hear the Agriculture Department of Migori County has organized such a demonstration or such a show place, let them come. Let them come, we share, we get the ideas, and we take those ideas back home.
Migori County Chief Officer of Agriculture and Livestock, Mr. Elijah Mwita, highlighted that the county was ready to support the farmers and provide the necessary equipment and knowledge to increase farm yields, saying that when farmers are equipped with innovative farming ideas, the county benefits through improved economic resources and food security.
We have new innovations and new technologies that our farmers are learning so that they are able to improve production. We know very well that food is key in every home, food is key in every county and in every country. So we have to ensure that our farmers have the right information, the right knowledge for production and for increase in terms of the increase in production.
Dr. Okayaga noted that the exhibition has created space for farmer interaction and innovation through demonstration by adding innovative knowledge. Gloria Njoroge, KUTV.
Right, that does it for the agribusiness segment. Remember, this particular segment comes to you each and every single Sunday in both our subsequent Mizizi Habari, Mizizi Weekendi and KTV Weekend Live. For all the agribusiness content, catch it right here. After this, the sports news. Stay with us. And we start the sports news on a high with some bad state of Kenyan football. Kericho-based Zoo FC has today pulled out of the National Super League NSL, terming it as an illegality, according to a statement from the chairman, Ken Ochieng. This comes barely a day after Sports Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed extended the Football Kenya Federation Transition Committee, led by retired Lieutenant General Maurice Oyugi, by 2 months following the expiry of the initial term last week. The team was initially expelled from the top-tier league in the 2020-2021 season due to match-fixing allegations. And finally, some rugby action. Mwamba RFC were today crowned the 2022 Driftwood Sevens champions in Mombasa Sports Club. Tries from Michael Okello, Daniel Tabu and Crispin Omondi gave Mwamba the deserved win in the third leg of the current 2022 National Sevens circuit against Menengai Oilers. Gibson Weru side managed a try courtesy of Mark Kwemoy. Oilers turned KCB 19-0 to book the very first main cup final match after missing out in the Kababeri and Christie legs. Mwamba sailed through after thrashing Homeboys 10-5 in the semis.
We had planned to go to top 3, but the boys showed that they can push it to the finals, and just putting in their heart, they are able to win the tournament. Coming into the next tournaments, we believe that we are going to contend for the finals, all the games, and we have already started getting our momentum up, and we believe that we'll keep the momentum going.
Right, some 33 minutes past the top of the hour. That does it for this particular weekend live bulletin. Once again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Mr. Nyaringita, happy Father's Day to you also. Remember, it is a cold season also, so make sure that you keep warm. Sign language interpreter has been Paul Wakoli. My name is Stanley Nyaringita. Have yourself a great evening.